I had a really bad stomach infection and that real bad ear infection, and I went to the doctor.
Right.
And I said, and they was basically had expressed to me and said, "Hey, you really need to take care of this."
Right.
Now, I didn't have any money to buy medication or anything like that, so I went back and I just laid down. Now, but in the midst of that, I know with the average person to hear that kind of news, that's scary, and I can admit that's scary because it's like you have these symptoms that are going on in your body, and it's like, and now you've just been told. Well, no, excuse me, I won't say been told. You realize that, well, you know what? I don't have any money to get the medication that I need to cure or get rid of this. So it's like that's scary. And I guess what I've learned and seen a lot of people do is when things like that happen, especially with like cancer, when people realize, okay, something is going on in my body, and they, I guess their belief is that damn, I don't have any control of this thing going on in my body, so they get fearful,
Right.
which can cause the condition to be worse,
Right.
or they run to get these medications or these treatments, which can also make these things worse. But it's like, I guess my question is, well, maybe not a question, but it's like in the midst of when I was told that and I went to lay down, that was a scary feeling for me. But I can honestly say that when the doctor told me that, I had to make a conscious decision to say, I'm going to be fearful and I don't know what to do and I don't know what's going to happen. What if all, and make up all these different scenarios of, make up all these worst case scenarios that can possibly happen to me. Or I can be like, you know what? Everything's going to be fine. Result to my power within me and say, hey, you know what? I am immortal. I am immortal. And actually know and believe in what I'm saying, and then get back up in 3 days and I'm fine.
Right.
And I know a lot of people haven't done that, or I guess maybe don't know to do that. But it's like, what would you say to a person that's, because like I said, when I was told that, I could have easily decided to be like, damn, and thought about all these worst case scenarios and could have made my condition worse, and honestly could have possibly died. But I had to decide and say, well, you know what? That's not going to affect me. I'm not going to get sick. I'm going to heal myself, and then went and did it.
Right.
So what would you tell a person? What would you say to a person who maybe experienced the same thing that says, hey, you know what? You have cancer and you have this many days to live, and we don't even recommend chemo for you. So it's like a person has to decide, okay, do I believe what you say and then possibly die, or do I use my power that's within me and heal myself? What would you say to a person
And see,
like
that's
that?
the thing, because if you don't believe you have that power,
Right,
there's nothing I can say.
right.
You have to, like in your situation.
Because nobody told me to. I was never told, yeah, you should say you're not human. You should say that I am immortal. You should say that I don't get sick. No, but I didn't have anybody to walk up to me and say that to me. I don't even think I even knew you back then. So it's like I didn't have. Well, let me go talk to Ken. I didn't have that. I was just like, okay, so what do I do?
And see, because the part of human nature is, for a lot of people, most of us, survival, finding ways to survive. Even giving up it's like, I can't handle life, so my survival tactic is to kill myself. You gotta remember, multidimensional, that there's a higher part of you, a higher aspect of you. There's all these elements that are around you that communicate with you, that know exactly what to say to give you the toolkit for you to be able to do what you got to do, because it's already known that you're going to be in a situation to where the doctor's going to say, you need to take care of that right now. You're like, well, I don't have the means to do it. So now you're in ultra survival mode, like, okay, well, this is the situation. I can either survive or I can die. And you chose to survive. And your method of surviving was whatever came to mind, whatever came up for you that was like, you know what, I'm immortal. I can heal myself. Well, guess what? You had no choice but to heal yourself, because you couldn't get the medication which really wasn't going to heal you anyway. We heal ourselves. Because think about this. If you bought the medication, you would believe the medication would heal you. So at the end of the day, there is nothing that works but you. Your own mind makes it work. It's people believing in something that says it works. Okay, you have to go to chemo. You have to do that. Well, scientifically, they talk about how these things is shutting the body down. It's killing all your good cells, and you're dying. But when more and more people start to understand that their power is in their mind, more and more people are going to be doing some amazing transformations where they're going to be healing themselves. And that's what is, you know what I'm saying? I'm not telling nobody not to go to the doctor, but it's understanding. You don't let another person give you a death sentence. Okay, think about it. How the fuck does a doctor know how long you got to live? Since when were they God? You know what I'm saying? Okay, you mean to tell me psychics, legitimate psychics, are getting bashed all over the world by people, but it's okay for the doctor to tell a person, you got about 6 weeks to live. But they're not, but if you tell me, okay, I'm gonna go see my psychic about healing, or you can't go to a psychic. But you're being psychic right now by telling me that I only got 6 weeks to live. How do you know? And what was happening, or what happens is, the patient is sitting there believing what this person is saying and making it happen. Because have you heard of what you call those? The name is just escaping me. The pills,
The placebo pills?
Thank you. Placebo. Do you know what that is? Placebo is water or sugar pills that tell people, here, take this. This is going to cure your headache. This is going to help you get rid of your headache. You're believing that it works. You take the placebo thing, and oh, it worked. I got rid of my headache. Do you know a lot of these medications on the market are placebo? Why they got so many damn medical pharmaceutical commercials? Because look, if it works, just say, here, take that, see what happens. They have to tell you what it's for. This is for your knee joints. You got knee joint pain and back pain? Put this on. This is for your headache. Put this on. And it's going to cure your headache. They got people because they have to tell you so you can believe it. And when you believe it, your belief is making it work. But everybody outside of you is going to tell you that externally you're being healed. But no, everything is always internal. Everything is internal. So the power is in your belief that makes it work. Because when you believe something, and look up Bruce Lipton, the biology of belief. He did experiments and studies and tests and shit, and he talked about how our belief was causing the cells to react a certain way. It wasn't the medication, it was our belief that was doing it. So if there's no other recourse, all you have left is your own belief. Why do you think when it comes to cancer, they talk about surviving and fighting? How do you fight cancer? You fight cancer by not believing that cancer is going to kill you. That's like, you're either going to be a victim or you're going to be a victor. Either like, okay, you got stage 15 cancer and guess what, you're going to die tomorrow. Well, you have two choices. You can either say, okay, you know what, let me die. Or you can say, you know what, I don't believe that. I'm going to die when I'm damn well ready to. And there have been people who died when they were ready to, even when they were on their deathbed, on the life support and everything. And it was like, okay, you can go now. And it was like, and it was ready to go. Okay, I'm ready to go to heaven. That was on their terms. You know what I'm saying? So it really, this whole existence is all about what we believe. And the belief is the program. That's the program. It's the belief. Because think about it. Somebody got stage 4 cancer and they died. Did they stop existing?
No.
And are they still sick?
No.
They run around up in the afterlife perfectly healthy. So you was never sick to begin with. The body which remains here on earth was sick. And maybe it was your time to transition. Because there's time, divine timing, and time you're supposed to go. It was part of nature of the course. You learned a lesson, it was time to go, and that's how you went. But if it wasn't your time yet, you're not going to go. There's like those cases of people who were in car accidents and it wasn't their time yet, and angels showed up and pulled them out the burning car. If it's not your time, it's not your time. And a lot of times angels would come around and they whispering in your mind and would tell you, fight it. There's people who's fought things. Like, There's been cases in this book that I read, same thing with the placebo. It was like the psychic told the person, you are going to die. You're going to get hit by a car a month from now. They believed it and got hit by a car a month from the date they saw the psychic. It wasn't the psychic. I mean, because there's pathways. But it wasn't the psychic. It was your belief that made it happen. Because if you walked out saying, man, fuck that, I'm not getting killed by no car in a month. They went about their life and lived. So,
What's that?
they're getting ready to,
They
just do the grooming stuff, so they're probably scraping and painting the door and everything.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so it really, I would tell somebody that's going through something, it's your choice. You can accept what the doctor's saying, or you can say, you know what, it's going to be on my terms. I'm fighting it. Because all these professionals do is they read charts. They read charts, they read the blood samples, and then they make guesses. They're not telling you this is what it is, they're guessing. They're like, well, based on my studies, 1 + 1 is 2. So you have 2. But you know what? No, in this reality, 1 + 1 is going to be 17. It's whatever you say it is. And the true fighter says, you know what? I'm not going to let somebody tell me something. I'm going to go by what I believe. And that's what you did. The doctor told you when you was younger, oh, you shouldn't be out there playing extracurricular activities, no basketball, because you're breathing and everything. But you went and did it anyway. Did you die? Nope. You had a good time. So remember, the program was already in you because you knew coming into this life, you were going to be put in a position to where you was going to have to depend solely on yourself. You wasn't going to have mommy there to give you the medication. Oh, you're sick, baby, here's some chicken noodle soup. You wasn't going to have somebody there. You was going to be in situations to where you was going to be by yourself. It was just going to be you and your spirit guides and your angels and your higher self, and that was going to be it. And you was going to be face to face with a healthcare professional that was going to tell you something, and as you're like, well, you know what, my pockets, I don't have it. So you're like, okay, well, you know, you already been in this situation before to where you didn't have it. They already told you something. Guess what? Do it again. Follow what you think. Well, you know what? I am going to heal myself. And you healed yourself. Which tells you another individual cannot tell you who you are. You can tell yourself who you are. You can dictate, because when you dictate, it's not just spiritual. It's not just mental. Our thoughts, our beliefs, they actually reprogram the cells. The DNA cellular structure gets reprogrammed. That's all this shit is. It's just energy and cells and all that other shit. So you reprogram it, and all of a sudden your body responds to what the host believes in. I get results in 10 minutes. The body says, okay, that's what you believe. Your body doesn't think. It just operates. It's just like, okay, what's next? You look at something, you have a reaction to it because that was the program. I'm just reacting to it. I don't want to react that way anymore. I want to react this way. But okay, it reacts that way. Oh, guess what was sick? You know, react that way. So that's what it is. It's you dictating how you're going to live your life. And if you're meant to die, if you're meant to transition to the other side, it's going to be on your terms. Doctor can say, yeah, you got 6 weeks. No, there was a study, there was a story of a lady that was told, a mother, okay, she was told that she only had 3 months to live. And she said, I'm going to live for another year. She said, I'm living for another year. She died a year from the time she said, because that's what she wanted to do. She chose it. Ain't nobody going to tell her 3 months, I'm living the whole entire year. And when that year came up, boom, time to go. I'm out. They died. They passed on. But it was on their terms. So I think people need to start living on their terms and stop listening to people saying they can give their opinion. Because if you think about it, a doctor's only giving their opinion. They're not telling you what it is. That's my opinion. When you go see a doctor, what do they have to do? They have to ask you a bunch of questions. So what's going on? They don't know. They only go by the questions that they ask you and the answers that you give them, and then they run the blood test, they look at the blood test, they're like, okay, I think it's that, and they just look at me and prescribe this.
But it's basically their opinion.
It's their opinion. And think about it. Why is the doctor's work called practice?
That's true.
They're practicing. Oops, I guess that didn't work. Let's see. Okay, damn. June bug down on the table. Okay, so we're not going to do that next time. We're going to practice a different method.
Right.
And it's not wrong. I mean, they have a purpose. Medical doctors they have a purpose. They do good work. A lot of them do good work, and it's good. They're not the enemy.
Right.
But it's understanding that I can take what a doctor say, and I can take what I think and what I believe, and we can come to a middle ground and say, okay, I may need to take that medication or whatever the case, but it's me deciding to do it. But it's because I decide to do it that it works. Because what it's doing is it's working with our own mentality to make it whatever it is. Medication does not work. Our minds work, because think about it. It's our bodies. How is something external to your body going to work for your body?
That's true.
If that's the case, how everywhere you go, you see all these things plastered. There's the chemicals here been known to cause cancer. They've been known to cause cancer. But is this thing causing cancer? If that's the case, everybody would have cancer. Why doesn't everybody have cancer? Yeah, a lot of people have cancer, but why doesn't every single individual have cancer? So it's and the thing about it that I don't care for, my opinion, just my opinion, the constant broadcasting of the word cancer is causing cancer. Also, nobody talks about that. But I think Cancer Awareness Month causes cancer. In my opinion, I'm not saying that it's like wrong, but there's something to that effect, because if I keep broadcasting sickness in your face, you're gonna get sick if you believe it.
That's true.
Like, I saw this. I caught it in time, and I saw this. I drive the 105 freeway daily. Well, yeah, pretty much every day. It was rare that I was seeing motorcycle accidents. All of a sudden, I started seeing more and more motorcycle accidents. And I saw the sign that said, "Cautious, be careful, watch for motorcyclists."
Wow.
At work, several years ago, the people that work there, we do the same fucking thing every day. The plane is there, the jet bridge is hooked up, there's a cable from the jet bridge that goes to the plane, it's the power cord. When we move the jet bridge back, we have to make sure the cord is disconnected, and then we pull it back. There was a period of a couple of days where there kept being accidents of people pulling the bridge back with the cord connected, because management kept talking about, hey, watch out for that cord. People started thinking, oh my God, I'm going to pull the jet bridge back, and then all of a sudden the cord going to be connected. And there was more cord accidents. See, stuff happens. Yeah, there's things that take place, but we have to understand there are things that take place because we're thinking about it. So if I have you thinking about cancer, what if subconsciously you start saying, I'm going to get cancer? Because everywhere you look, you're being bombarded by signs that says this causes cancer. Oh, I can get cancer. I can get cancer. I can get cancer. I'm going to get cancer. I'm going to get cancer. Well, guess what you're doing? You're programming your body saying, huh? Oh, cancer? Okay. Boom. So the fight of cancer awareness is also part of the problem. Because we're already aware of cancer.
Yeah, we don't need to broadcast it.
No. Don't broadcast cancer. Broadcast the solution. I mean, we know there's a solution out there, but you know what I'm saying? If they put that solution out there, man, medical industry is going to lose money. Because I mean, cancer, I think, to me, is a $1 trillion profit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But besides the conspiracy thing, but yeah, it's like, I can tell you, broadcast you create your reality. You create your reality. You create your reality. Well, and then if you take it in, guess what? You start believing and thinking, like, you know what? I create my own reality. What if I told you, you're stupid? You're stupid. You're stupid. Stupid Awareness Month. You'd be like, damn, I'm stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So people gotta fight. They gotta fight on their terms about what they want and what they believe in. And don't accept, just because a person is wearing that white robe and he got MD and PhD, doesn't mean he's correct. Because he's making an educated guess of, yeah, you have that. Yeah, you have that. Okay, the studies show that. Yeah, and do this and take this, take that. But dang, it's like, okay, my body's natural. Why am I taking something unnatural into something that's natural and it's supposed to be naturally effective? That's impossible to take something unnatural into something natural and naturally it's effective. No, now you didn't become unnatural.
Wow.
Like the people, guess what? There's people who, unfortunately, they live the rest of their life on taking medication. So that means that your body now is adjusted to where it's dependent on something unnatural. But what if there was a belief in something natural that cured you of the unnatural thing? I know it exists. I've read stories on people who've healed themselves. I mean, you healed yourself. People who was told this and they disagreed with it. Like, you don't have to agree with what people are saying. Agree with what makes sense to you. Question things. Like, why y'all take chemo? Well, because that's what we do. Like, okay, so where'd y'all get the idea of chemo from? Because these people supposedly don't believe in spirituality. It's all about science and physics. Where'd y'all get chemo from? And how'd y'all know chemo was going to work?
That's
and
true.
yes, it could have an impact. And yes, people have survived because they went through the chemo and the radiation. There's people who didn't. They got sicker and they died behind the chemo and the radiation. So it's not like 100% effective. It's whatever the percentage is. But was it really the chemo, or was it that their minds was like, we're going to take this chemo, it's going to have whatever effect, and we're going to regenerate the blood cells or the cells, and we're going to come back to health. What if it was your own mind that used the chemo to help? What if the chemo was the placebo effect, where you believed it worked and it worked? What if the chemo didn't work, but your own mind did? But people will say, no, the chemo worked. No, the chemo. Oh, thank you, doctor, for saving me. What if you saved yourself? See, a lot of people will have a hard time believing in their own power and their own capabilities. They will say, well, no, this doctor that went to school for 50 freaking years is the one that helped me. Yeah, but what if you healed yourself? Because does your body know who Dr. Johnson is? Your body doesn't know. You sitting there consciously saying, yeah, Dr. Johnson. But your body's looking at you saying, oh, we're going to believe him? Okay, we're going to believe him. Boom. And you're like, oh, thank you, Dr. Johnson. No, your body reacted to your belief in Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson was the placebo.
Wow. So true. Yeah. That's what I wanted to know. I got my answer.